Good evening guys and welcome to another GSI Reacts video. Today, James, God bless him, has selected me another Haunted Dolls video. I could see him disappearing at some point. Let's crack on.
The top 5 haunted dolls caught on tape. Doll loves being on camera. In this next clip, a young girl is showing off her doll collection while filming herself.
Not the child,
One of the
doll.
dolls seems to really enjoy the spotlight. Watch
Burn
closely.
it, burn it, burn it.
Didn't see it? Well, pay close attention to the baby doll in the middle of the shelf wearing the polka dotted sweater. It looks like the doll actually winks at the camera.
Oh, winks. Okay.
What really makes this clip seem believable is the fact that the little girl doesn't even notice or react to the doll winking. According to the story, the winking doll was only spotted after the girl's parents watched the footage back.
Paranormal? Burn it. Simple explanation. If it's not paranormal, burn it. Grim things. I mean, no. It's on a shelf. We're not seeing it again. If it's stood in the middle of a table on its own and these things are happening, brilliant. But it's not. It's in a place where it could have been manipulated or set up to move. So for me, no. But pull the shelf down into a box, take it out into your garden, as much lighter fluid as you can, and throw on a few matches. That's the only solution for them.
In the case. Over a 3-month period, a paranormal investigative team set up a camera in front of a sealed glass case containing a creepy old man puppet. The puppet's owner claimed that it was possessed. While the doll was in his home, he said he experienced horrible nightmares and had even been choked by the spirit that possesses the puppet. After months of filming the doll without incident, one night the paranormal team's camera captured this.
What is it? I'm not sure what we're watching at the moment.
In the video, we see the wooden apparatus used to control the puppet moving on its own. The paranormal investigators say that the glass case was sealed tightly on all sides at the time the video was recorded.
Right, let me just go back for 1 second, guys. Just
Time the video was recorded.
Look how it moves, very methodically, bit by bit, until it reaches a point of where the weight overtakes it and it falls over. That looks like it's moving by motorization or some sort of manipulation for me. So let's watch that again. Nah.
Robert the Doll. One of the creepiest possessed doll stories is the tale of Robert the Doll. The 111-year-old Robert doll was given to Robert Eugene Otto as a child. His grandfather had found the doll on a trip to Germany and brought it back to the US to give to Otto as a birthday gift. Robert Otto...
He hated his son. That's the only thing I can think of for that.
named the doll Robert after himself. Soon Otto began to talk to the Robert doll as if it were alive. He even blamed accidents around his home on the doll. At first his parents thought it was nothing more than the tall tales of a child, but soon they became worried about Otto's increasingly strange attachment to the doll. Otto continued to talk to the doll and treat it as though it were alive throughout his entire life. As an adult, he set the doll in a chair in front of his attic window in his Key West home so that Robert would have a nice view of the outside world. Many passerby often claimed that they had seen the doll moving from room to room through the house's windows, and local children were frightened to go near the Otto house. In 1974, after Robert Otto's death, a new owner, Myrtle Reuter, purchased the Otto house. The Robert doll was included in the sale, as the Otto family didn't want the strange doll.
Can't think why.
Myrtle Reuter claimed that the Robert doll was indeed haunted and did move from room to room in the house. After 20 years of hearing strange unexplained footsteps and childlike giggling from the attic where the Robert doll was kept, Reuter donated Robert the doll to the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West.
Best place for it. This was haunted and grim as shit. It looks disgusting. What better place to put it than inside a fort so the little fucker can't get out again?
West Florida. Since Robert has been on display at the museum, he has received over 1,000 letters. Oddly enough, most of the letters are apologies and gifts for Robert. You see, many people have had great misfortunes or tragic accidents occur to them after visiting the Martello Museum and seeing Robert the doll. They send letters and gifts to ask Robert's forgiveness for making fun of him or laughing at him during their visit, hoping that the apology will end what they believe to be a curse put on them by Robert the doll. In this 2011 video, some people believe that Robert the doll can be seen blinking on camera.
Yeah, you can see it
The
blinking.
interesting thing about this video is that the original uploader never even mentioned or noticed the doll blinking in the video. The blinking was pointed out by YouTube commenters who had watched the video and were shocked when the Robert doll seemed to blink at the camera. The possessed Mexican doll.
Okay, interesting one. Possessed toys can happen. That's not, I mean, his dad was, that kid's dad was, there's no words for him. It's fucking nutcase. You see that and bring it, oh, my kid will like that. Why would he? It looks like a face made of Swiss cheese for a fucking start. Jesus Christ. So no, you'd see that and, again, burn. Simple as that. Interesting that the doll at the end is in a case. Best place for it, in a fort, in a case, surrounded by 24-hour guards so the little shit can't get out. And it blinks. Again, you know my thought on skeptical stuff, guys. Motorised and stuff like that. But without, when it's been, people witness it blinking, taking it out, the case, and seeing the physical workings of the inside, we cannot say for sure that it's paranormal. Nice one. Yeah, like it. I didn't like the doll. It was fucking killing, that does. Jesus Christ.
The next video has been on the web for years,
Burn it.
but no one seems to know the actual origin of the video.
Don't
In
matter,
the clip,
burn
a
it.
young Mexican girl is talking to her friend behind the camera about a doll she's holding.
Burn it.
When this happens.
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron sus 15 años. Ay, no manches, mira.
I traced the video back to what I believe to be its first post on the internet, which was back in February 2009. But there was really no other info or backstory to be found on this one. However, if the video's fake, give that girl an Oscar for that performance.
15 años. Ay, no manches, mira.
Obviously, we know things can be manipulated and set up, so she's ready for that to happen and she's going to scream her lungs out. Like he says, the narrator, give the girl an Oscar if that's the case. Again, there's too much you can't see. There's not enough story. He couldn't even find any of the backstory, so we'd have to say no, it's fake. Unfortunately, because them ones, I want to know the details behind it, you know. But there's nothing there. So instantly, you have to say, well, then it's fake. Burn it.
Island of the Dolls. The so-called Island of the Dolls in Mexico may be one of the creepiest places on Earth.
Just why would you?
Hanging from the trees on the small island are literally thousands of dolls, aged and worn from exposure to the elements. The story goes that in 1950, a man named...
People often ask me, where's the one place that I'd like to go from a paranormal perspective sort of thing, and my answer is always the same, the Japanese suicide forest. And that's not me being grim and trying to make something of other people's sadness or where people were feeling low, stuff like that. It's just, for me, I believe that that would be one of the places where you're going to get horrendous negative entities, spirits and things like that. So as a paranormal investigator, it would hold a lot of intrigue for me. I wouldn't have a problem going. If somebody presented me with this, I'd be unsure. I mean, fear is not an option. I'll tell you what, I'll go. With a gallon of fucking petrol and a flare, I'll sort the bastard out.
Julian Santana Barrera lived all alone on the island. One day, while out tending his garden, he found the body of a drowned girl in the water nearby. Barrera was overcome with grief that he hadn't been able to save the young girl, and he hung the child's doll on a tree near the site where she had died as a tribute. Soon after, Barrera began hearing strange sounds from the woods at night. He heard disembodied whispers, footsteps, and even anguished screams. Barrera became convinced that the drowned girl's spirit had somehow possessed the doll that he had hung in the tree. In an attempt to appease the spirit, he hung another doll, and then another. But each time, the strange whispers and screams would stop for a few days and then start up again. Barrera continued to hang more and more dolls in the trees over the next 50 years of his life, hanging thousands of dolls over the entire island. Barrera died in 2001.
I'm getting Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes from this one, I'm afraid. I mean, I don't know Mexican culture. So if this is a normal thing to do, to try and appease a spirit that you think is supposedly haunting something, or you want to try and release the girl, I don't know. For me, there's better ways of doing it than that fucker. No. No. Stop it.
And reportedly his body was found in the exact same spot where the young girl had drowned. To this day, local residents say that they still hear Barrera's dolls whispering to each other in the night. In 2014, the television show Ghost Adventures traveled to the island of the dolls to investigate. As part of their investigation, they explored the small shack where Julian Santana Barrera had lived. Over the course of their investigation, they experienced many strange and unexplainable incidents, like this one.
Ready? No, I'm not ready for this. Oh! Whoa! Bro! Come here! Oh my god. Oh my god. Shh. One of them's laughing. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro.
As you can hear in the clip, the screech of a frightened cat scares the two investigators, and then immediately one of the weathered dolls in the shack seemingly begins to laugh at them.
Oh. Whoa!
Now that wouldn't be so abnormal. After all, many battery-operated dolls can laugh or cry. However, when the investigators check the doll, they find that not only does the doll not have batteries to make it laugh, but the entire battery compartment has been ripped from the back of the doll.
That's what we see. So on its own, that's of interest. Doll's got no batteries, the wires have been completely removed, but the doll's still laughing. Fine. Could be a short circuit in the voice box. That could happen. Doesn't need electricity. If it's had batteries, it could have an internal battery, like a small capacitor, if you like, which would keep it powered, possibly. We don't see if there's another internal battery pack which somebody else has put in. I mean, for me, it's obviously going to be a popular place for paranormal investigators and maybe just nutcases as well, who would like to scare people and would indeed change batteries and hide things to make the dolls appear to be coming alive. That's possible. Could it be paranormal? Yes, it could also be paranormal as well. It's interesting. So we'll call that one 50-50, but again, they don't do enough research. Why is it these programs like Most Haunted or Ghost Adventures that are really, really big don't do enough research, or at least we don't see enough to show that they are doing absolutely everything to debunk what they're seeing? And that grates on me as a proper paranormal investigator. So it's possible. Interesting that it shows you that the wiring is disappeared. Now, if it said it had no voice box and the noise was seemingly coming from nowhere, that'd be more interesting. But clearly the internal workings are still in existence, so we'll go 50-50 on that one. We'll err on the side of caution because there's just not enough to debunk it. But that'll do for tonight, guys. Scary dolls. I'm going to get a t-shirt printed with "Burn It" just written on it, because that's what any doll should be done. Box, bin it, done. Set fight 'em. Love it. But thanks for watching, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe down below. Let us know what you want us to watch next. And we'll endeavour to get through as many as possible. Please tell your family and friends, and I'll see you in the next video.
GSI, GSI investigators, they are GSI, GSI investigators. They go all across the nation, find them ghosts, no hesitation. If you need some information, got a spooky situation, GSI.